Lonnie, we'll go to RJ, your topic this week.
So, we have talked a lot about bad refreshes. We've talked about the fact that we haven't seen any good ones in a while. But what do you actually think makes a good product launch for a new credit card or a refresh? And not, and I'm caveating this by you can't just say take all of the credits away and lower the annual fee. Like, obviously, if all of the cards were no annual fee, they'd be great. If the platinum was no annual fee, like, it'd be great. You wouldn't care about the coupons, right? But there is. So, in the vein of realism, what actually makes a good product launch or a an an update? Lonnie, I'm gonna go to you first, sir.
Oh, that's a hard one. What actually makes a good product launch or a card update? You know what? I'm going to take the voice of the people here. And I say that because the credit card company, there's two sides. There's a business side and a revenue side, and consumers are on the revenue side, not necessarily on the business side. And the thing is, they have all the data they need on us. They know our credit scores. They know how much money we have in our bank accounts. They know what we can afford. They know where we swiped the card. They know how we swiped the card. Like you tapped and paid, physically swiped it, you plugged the chip in, you shop online. Like they have all the data that they could possibly need. And so when you hit all of that data together and you're like, hey, a lot of our consumers are going to Arby's for some reason. Lean into that. Like, give the people what they want. Facilitate their lifestyles just a little bit.
The
I
meat terrors.
I'm using it as an example because we just talked about it. All right, Matt, leave me alone. But the point of it is the flip side of that coin is, like I said, the business side, which consumers are not on. We're on the revenue side as consumers. But then it's like either they reach out to a company and be like, hey, we can help send some people your way, or companies like, yo, we need some help. And you end up with $7 a month in a Donuts credit. I doubt that there was a majority of people that have an Amex Gold card were going to Dunkin' Donuts so much where they saw this as a good idea and a partnership in which they should lean into. I've said this before. I think Dunkin' Donuts reached out to them, and that's how we ended up here from a business standpoint. So, a good product launch is give the people what they want. Where are they using? It doesn't have to be everybody. So, not everybody across the United States of America has to be going to Macy's or Saks Fifth Avenue or anything of that nature, but it's the majority of them go out to eat or they do this or they do that. And let's lean into that. And so that way, when we get a refresh or update, we actually find it beneficial from a consumer standpoint, from a consumer perspective. We find it beneficial because it's like you almost feel heard. Like, man, I spend so much money on gas and I only use this particular card, and all of a sudden now they are giving me a deal on gas, or they do a partnership with Shell or Chevron or something. And you almost feel heard. And I think that is what we're currently missing out on in these refreshes and updates, is because we're getting so much stuff thrown at us and we're all sitting there, how do I use this now? Are you telling me that everybody had a CSR was actually using StubHub? I doubt it. The majority of them, like more than 10% of cardholders were buying tickets on StubHub. I doubt it. And so now when it's like, oh, let's go do something with StubHub. And it's like, wait a sec. Why? We're all sitting here. Now, I guess I got to use this $300 so I can get whatever I define as value back. I would say almost the same thing for Apple, but chances are the majority of them probably already using paying Apple in some way, shape, or form, or RJ's in some case. And they're probably using their Chase card. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, RJ, not to call you out on that, but I know you love your Apple. And from a business and consumer standpoint, I honestly think that one came up on with Apple saying, we just want you guys to entice your card holders to put it on your CSR card. Pay us. They're already paying us anyway. like debit card, Apple Card, whatever. Pay us on your CSR card. And they struck a financial deal. I actually think that's how that one ended up. But neither here nor there. The point that I'm trying to make is that a good product launch actually does something for the consumer. Think of whatever your favorite product is. RJ, I'm going to use Apple again because it's easy right now. And I've already brought it up. Apple's about to have another announcement. I'm not going to say every time they do a product launch, it's like out of this world. It's the best thing ever. It's not. It's far from it. But it's what they do and how they present their new products to their loyal consumer base that makes it beneficial, which in turn makes it good for them and good for the consumer. So that's a great example of here's a product launch. We're not just going to give you something you didn't ask for. We're going to do this. We're going to enhance this. You're using your camera. We're going to make better cameras. You burn out your battery. We're going to give you a better battery in the next one. You want a higher refresh rate on your screen? We're going to give you a higher refresh rate on your screen. You might have to pay for the pro version. You got to pay a little bit more, but at least we're going to give you that particular option. I think that's what we're looking for because that's what we're used to. When something we spend a lot of money on gets better and works for us, where we feel heard in that purchase, makes it a good launch. And I don't think the current updates and refreshes are checking that box at the moment.
I also think to one of your points, like general credits are always better than specificity, even though those partnerships make the companies happy, right? Like a general dining credit is always going to make the consumer much happier than like, here's $25 at Five Guys or whatever.
Yeah, like you can get $300 off at Nathan's Hot Dogs every single year, and you never go to Nathan's Hot Dogs. That's not. Can you make it Wetzel's Pretzels instead? At least I would get some of that. I hope I don't eat $300 in pretzels, but I'm just saying. You get what I'm saying.
And I could go to Aunt Annie's for $300 a year and be real happy with myself.
Have you seen prices lately?
It's like 2 trips.
But all I'm saying is when a product gives the consumers what they want, the consumer, everybody wins. I mean, we all know what happened with USB-C with Apple. I'm going to stick with this one because this is a real life example. Everybody wanted it. Apple's like, I'm not giving it to you. They got their hands forced. They did it. And guess what? Everybody was happy.
They're making more money than ever now.
They put ports. I have a MacBook Pro next to me with ports. There are actual ports on this computer.
You have AirPod Pro Maxes or whatever they're called, whatever the Max AirPods are, that are now USB-C. I don't know if you have first gen or second gen.
I have the USB-C. Instant buy. It was an instant buy.
Exactly. Give the people what they want. Make them feel hurt. Even if it works against you, even if you're like, I don't want to do that. But you do it anyway. And you can be like, I still didn't want to do it. We made 60% revenue, uptick. Who cares? Your P&L is up. Your customers are happy. Your NPS is up. I'm talking business terms now, but credit cards can do the same thing. And yes, I don't need a specific dining credit. Going back to the brilliant, just give me the hot dog, dang it, dining credit. Just let me go wherever I want to go with it. And we'll all be much happier. We'll probably all use the card a little bit more.
Matt, as the channel curmudgeon this week, apparently, though I think you're much less curmudgeonly than some of the viewers, but that's neither here nor there. What do you think? We're gonna have your happy hat put on. Maybe wish cast a little bit of the Wells Fargo Beyond here. Channel that launch that will come before 2030. We're sure of it. Matt, what makes a good launch? What makes a good refresh?
So the biggest things for me would be those broad like if you're going to do credits, broad category credits. I think you're going to make your customers significantly happier. You're going to buy more brand loyalty, and buying brand loyalty is kind of important right now, especially as Chase's mission is you're going to use your Chase card first. American Express's mission is you're going to use only our cards. Wells is just a plucky little underdog, and who knows, but like they give you enough options to use their cards. Nobody wants to because of a annoying thing they did 15 years ago. And yes, I keep brushing that under the rug. It was a serious thing. Yes, all banks do it. Anyway, um, Bank of America buys your loyalty by literally buying your loyalty when you put money in with Bank of America. They give you the ability to like gain more rewards based on the amount of money that you put under their stewardship. Like you give them $100,000, they will give you a 75% boost on all of your spend. Regardless of not regardless of which card it is, but all of their core cards, you earn higher rate, earn higher earnings. So like give people a reason to stick to your brand. For Chase and Ultimate Reward earnings for the longest time, it was the value that you can get not only inside the travel portal with the Sapphire Reserve, but Hyatt, it was Singapore, it was United, it was the ability that your bookings in the travel portal with Chase, a United flight was getting you not only all of your United miles because it was a cash booking and a direct booking, but like you could gain more status with United from the travel portal booking that you were doing. Um, those sorts of things to buy loyalty across the board are going to be better than here's a credit at a company that is very, shall we say, contentious. I don't know which company I'm thinking of. Oh yeah, it's StubHub. Um, or no, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's StubHub. Like, do a general entertainment category. Like, you don't have to partner with StubHub. You don't have to partner specifically with Live Nation and Ticketmaster. You don't have to partner specifically with that company. Broad-based entertainment credit would have been better. Broad-based travel credit, like Chase, the one thing they do right is their $300 travel credit on the Sapphire Reserve. There should be broader categories, broader credits. Um, Other things, I think each issuer should issue a modular card. I think each issuer, if you are going to be serious about this game, now you can't just plug it in and just be like, oh yeah, give me 17x everything. No, within reason. But you should be able to design a card within the ecosystem that fits you, especially given that they know what your spending is. Like, you can go in and I would love to see an issuer create a card that is you do the soft pull for whatever. They're able to get a sense of where you spend your money every month, and they can tailor your earnings to how you spend your money. If they notice a lot of dining, then you get a higher dining multiplier so that not every chase card is 3x dining. If you're somebody who goes hard on dining, hey, maybe we should give them a 4x multiplier. Maybe we should give them a 5x multiplier on this card. Maybe they don't need 1.5. Maybe they're spending a lot in non-essential, non-category spend. Maybe we should bump them up to 2 to keep them around. I would love to see, like, if you're going to use like big data and you're going to use data pools and data lakes and data warehouses to kind of determine like what my credit tells you about me, and you've got access to how I spend my money, like use that to tailor a card to me. You have the capability with big data. You hire data analysts, you have data scientists on staff, put them to work doing something interesting. You have you have access to large language models. You could design in-house large language models. Utilize those large language models with your data analysts to put together what an interesting card would be for certain subsections that you're trying to chase after. You want a younger generation? Go after, like, plug in the numbers, turn on the large language model and go from there. Like, you have people and resources to do this. That would be more interesting than, oh, here's a card with 3x dining, and here's a card that, we think that 4x on pet supplies works. Maybe. We'll just throw it out there. Like, you have data, you have things available to you that can be somewhat predictive. And I'm not going to say that it's artificial intelligence, but you do have large language models, you do have data available to you, and you have the ability to hire data analysts and data scientists who can put together models and card models and like semi-modular cards that can fit and create a sense of brand loyalty for somebody as their first card, as their fifth card, as their 17th card. You are muted.
First, Matt, I think you need to stand up because your watch has been telling you for 45 minutes to stand up.
Yeah.
Secondly, do you ever think there's going to be a point where they're like, okay, if you use the credit at StubHub, you get 350. If you use the credit anywhere else, you get 250. Can you see a world where they almost like, because they don't want to not have these partnerships, right? Like they want
You mean like
you
points boost for partners?
yeah, like they want you to use their partners, but maybe they also realize that, like that prescriptiveness is turning people off. So as soon as you use it somewhere else that'll trigger the general credit, you lose the ability to use the partnered one. But if you use the partnered one, or maybe like it's a portal thing, you get to go into the website and pick which version you want, right? So could you see
Choice
a
is
world
always
where
good.
where that happens? Or do you think they're just so locked into their partners that they're not going to be that creative?
I'd actually
I
like to see that just for bonus categories, especially like you say with dining. Like you get 3x on dining, but if you go to Five Guys or Auntie Anne's Pretzels, it's 5x on dining. Like I'd be okay with that. Cause then it's like I'm not necessarily losing. It's my choice if, I'm a Wetzel's Pretzels versus an Auntie Anne's. But at the same time, but that's the whole part of the business partnership is to help drive traffic to those people. So it's like I'm still winning. And let's just be real. Without that partnership, you can do it today. And it's like I go to Wetzel's, I just use my other card. Like, but then you lose out.
Chase already does this with Lyft and with Peloton.
Exactly. And it's like now we just shrink everything down from a consumer standpoint. Now it's like, oh, I don't need all these cards. I can just use this one. And it's up to me if I actually want to use the bonuses that I could receive.
Yeah. I could certainly see promotional credits where like you have a general, let's say 150 entertainment credit, right? But like you go through Live Nation, you go through StubHub, you go through whoever, and if they're the most preferred nation because they paid Chase whatever amount of money, I'm fine with them getting a $350 credit. Like that is not nearly like the whole system is offensive to me. That is much less offensive to me than what we currently have. Because now you're forcing someone into StubHub when StubHub may have done them wrong at some point because that's what StubHub does. And instead, what if instead they wanted to use SeatGeek or they wanted to use somebody else, right? The general credit covers that person. So you're still buying their loyalty by giving them that general credit. And then you can get them to your preferred partner if they're willing to go to your preferred partner for that bigger slice of the pie. That would work out great. You could use that on pretty much any credit. You could do a wellness credit. Well, if you go to Peloton, you're going to get $500. But if you go to Hydro, or you go to Barry's Fitness, or you go to bare knuckle boxing behind the corner, you're going to get your general credit, but come to Peloton and we'll give you $500. Go everywhere else, get like $150, 150. So yeah, that would be fine. I would prefer that compared to the system we have because the system we have is not good.
Is there a lot of bare knuckle boxing on the corners of downstate New York, Matt? I'm worried about you, friend.
That's not done in New York.
Only when Matt hangs out.
Okay. Okay. Gentlemen, I appreciate your responses. I think that we need to send this to all of the banks that issue credit cards and have them take a little bit of a look at it.
They blocked my number.
I think they watch me with scorn. Oh, this guy again.
They take rotten fruit and just start throwing it at the television.
Yes.
Not my TV. Don't touch my TV.
Jamie Dimon sees my face on his television, he just immediately throws things at it. Then it goes buys another TV. All right, so thanks, RJ. We're gonna jump.